So I thought I would share with you what I have brought with me. Now it's more than I thought I was going to take, but less than I have brought with me before. So I'm thinking it's an improvement. So here we go. Let's see what we've got. We have got this, which is one of those fold up. I think it's supposed to be a soap dish, but I'm going to use it to put water in. So we've got that. We've got my little peg and awl palette that has just 6 paints in. I threw that in at the last minute. I have got, of course, the Sendak. So we'll have a quick look at what is in here. So in here I have got a few Derwent Inktense pencils. I've got a few Graphitint pencils, so both of those are water soluble. I've got a white pen, a gold pen, and one of these, what are they called? Elegant Writers. So what else have we got in here? I've got another gold pen. I've got 1, 2, and let's get you back in there, 3 water brushes. I've got 3 of these kind of travel brushes. Then we've just got some pencils, a fine liner. What was this one? Oh yeah, that one's just a soft carbon pencil. Yeah, and a Chinese white, which is a Derwent drawing pencil, because they come up really white on most things. In my little zippy compartment, I have got a Kawaki Sport pen that's got blue ink in, but I can't remember what the blue ink's called. We've got a little pot of bleed proof white. I've got a gold, and I've got refills for, where are you? The carbon platinum pen. So you can see you can fit quite a lot in here. They can all go back in there. And we can zip that one up. Whoa, and then on the other side, I have got a few of the Faber-Castell watercolour markers. What else have I got? I have got some Neocolor 2s. They're not the ones that came in the tin. I've kind of curated that set. What else have we got? Oh, we've got a couple more Faber-Castell watercolour pens. And on the other side, I've got a picture finder. It says I can get the right picture. I've got a little water bottle, and this one's got a nozzle so that I can fill up my water brushes. On you go again. There we go. And then I've got these paints, and this is my little travel palette with a few colours in. So that's what I will be taking out and about with me. That can go in there, that can go in there, and now that one can go in there as well, like so. And so I've got a little selection of everything in there really, and that will work just fine. I won't do that up right now. Right, let's have a look and see what else we've got in the bag. Isn't it fun? It's like unpacking Christmas. So we've got this little set here, and that's just got a whole load of pens. It says I've got lots of choices of different pens. Then we've got this little peg and awl, and this one has got this little travel set in, because we always need choices of travel sets. Isn't it cute? So there we go, and that's got the little magnet on the back. Oh, and another little set. This is the Nomadic Artist one. Of course, most of them are you know, have been used, and they're not wiped clean, and they're not that pretty, but we don't mind that. So there we go, that's that one. Pencil case. Oh look, more pens, but these are, what's this? This is the Sailor Fude pen. And then I've got a couple of these Tom's Studio pens as well. More pens, basically. Pens, pens and pens. We've got my big Michael Harding set. That's my main palette that you see me use on most of my videos that I can't be without. What else have we got in here? Clips, always useful. What's in here? Oh, see, forget what we even pack. This is another one so that I can fill up water brushes if I want to. Yeah, that looks like it's been leaking a bit. There we go. We have got, this is my mixing palette, which I showed on a previous video. I have got my Light Wish sketchbook, and so that's, I have got one that I'm using at the moment, which is this one that you saw me decorate on episode 10 of Paint Calm. But this one's, I've used quite a bit of it, so that's my spare. What else have we got? I have got my, let's get it up the right way. I've got all of my Red Clover Meadow handmade paints with me. We're nearly there. And then I've got this little case. If I can get this open, there we go. So in here I have got a couple of stencils in case I want them. And then I've got this ready cut paper. That's A5, and that is, I think, 4 by 6, so it's slightly smaller than A5. In case I want to do something that's not in my sketchbook. So there we go, that's everything from inside there, which I will just throw back in, because
there's more.
There is more. There's much more, Paula. Right, so here is this. It says you can draw circles easily. Glue, because you never know when you're going to need glue. I've got my Graphitint paint set. I'm going to be using those on episode 16 of Paint Calm. So you'll see me use those. And then in this set, I have got gouache. So lots and lots of nice choices here for me. Because I think I'd just get bored if I only had one lot of paints with me. Right, moving round. There's more.
There is more.
There is more. What have we got in here? In here we have got water bottle, we have got scissors, we have got little spray bottle, and then we've got washi tape. So that's what we have in that one. Let's get you back in. And then around the other side, this is the last bit. We have got, what have I got? I've got a cloth, and I've got the, can't get it open, Calero gold ones, but one of them is missing because it's in another set that I made up. But there we go, we've got gold, because you just never know when you're going to need gold. So there we are, all of that packed into, let's just do it, back up, she says, hopefully. But yes, all of that in here. And so that is, apart from the heat gun, which I had to pack separately, yeah, that's everything that I've brought with me. So now that I have shown you everything that I took away on my little short break, I'm going to show you what I actually used. Now, I would like to say that we had wet and windy weather, so I wasn't able to get out as much as I would have liked. So I ended up staying indoors, and for the most part I used my larger Sendak, my big large Sendak, and the materials that were in here, which were a few Inktense pencils, some graphite ink pencils, a mixture of pens, gold pens, white pens, a elegant writer, and my brushes that were in here, and even the bleed proof white, which is in a little pot in here. I did also use my Watercolour 2s that were in here, but because I was indoors, I didn't really use a travel palette so much. I ended up using my trusty Michael Harding palette most of the time, purely because I could, because I had a huge table that I was able to spread my materials out on. And so for the most part, I used these two out of everything that I took. Let me just move them out of the way for a moment. And the sketchbook that I used the most while I was away was this Lightwish sketchbook. So I will show you the paintings that I did while I was away. This one here was, I used the Scotland Paintings PDF. For those of you that haven't seen before, I will put a link to scotlandpaintings.com, and you can see on a previous video I explain how all of that works. You pay £9.99 and you get this PDF with colour wheel and coloured kind of sketch, black and white. So as you can see where your darks are, you even get the sketch there. You get more pages than that, but I only printed those off to take with me. So this was my version of this. And I spent some time doing that one. I thoroughly enjoyed doing that one. I wasn't trying to make it exactly the same, but I did enjoy doing that one. This one was a view outside of the lodge that myself and my friend were staying in. That one came out quite well. I did use watercolour, and then I've used some Watercolour 2s at the bottom here. This one was all watercolour and a platinum carbon fountain pen. What else did I do? Yes, I did this one here, which was another of the scotlandpaintings.com, and I was quite pleased with how that came out. I used watercolour initially, and then I used some coloured pencils and a Watercolour and some Watercolour 2. So that was a bit of a mixture, and I did use bleed proof white up here. So yeah, I enjoyed doing that one too. I think these are quite fun, and they give you new ideas on how to adjust them, play with them, do other things. So that was that one. This one I did from an Unsplash reference picture, but I bended it over because I needed it to be more of a square shape, and it didn't look right doing it the other way. The fence kind of didn't look right to me. So yeah, I enjoyed that one, and in fact I'm going to be redoing this one on my YouTube channel yeah, fairly soon anyway. This one I was inspired because I took some books that are John Blockley. So The Challenge of Watercolour by John Blockley, Watercolour Interpretations, and also Watercolour Practice and Progress. And I can't remember which book it was in, but I spent some time reading through these books and decided to do this one. And I actually used quite dry paint for all of it, apart from the background wash. So I think that's one of my favorites. This one was an interpretation of some flowers that were outside of the lodge. They were called spindle. I did take a photograph. So that was inspired by the spindle. And then this was while I was out and about, and you'll notice not so detailed, having to do it quite quickly. So yes, just some little vignettes, I suppose. And in actual fact, this was on the Friday as we were travelling home, and it was in the Bury St Edmunds Abbey Gardens. So those were the ones that I did in my sketchbook. But I did do some just on paper, and I will find those. These were all inspired by the John Blockley books. So, and I was really pleased with how all of them came out, actually. So we have that one there. I think that one is my favourite. And yet again, a lot of it was using quite a dry brush in places. I think I did also use a soft carbon pencil as well on this one. And I used wax resist between the trees so that I could preserve some of the white. So that came out quite well. And then there's this one, which I think I love even more because of all of the scribbles and using various different pens and pencils and watercolour. It was a real mix of things that I used there. So those were the paintings that I did. And the only other thing that I used, which was while I was out and about, was this little set. Because it fitted nicely and wasn't too difficult to carry. So water brush, platinum carbon pen, gold pen, wristband to wipe the water brush on, this tiny little sketchbook, and wrong way round, this little setup here. So I did, that was me testing the colours that came with it. I'm not that pleased with them, but I'll use them up and then I'll put my own colours in. So I did this tiny little one, and then the one that I preferred was where I was using the pen and wash and the mark making. So I think that's how I will use this little sketchbook. And I think for those of you that haven't seen, I'm sure most of you have, but you basically fix it with your clip like so. You have your wristband on, and then you can paint and wipe your brush. And to be honest, I'm thinking that this is enough to get some little vignettes that I can do something bigger with when I get home. So yeah, I was quite pleased with how that one worked as a little set anyway. So that, in effect, out of everything that I packed and took, that was what I ended up using. So there we go. That's it. That's what I ended up using, together with the Scotland paintings and these 3 brilliant John Blockley books. So there you go. That's it. That's what I used, as opposed to what I took. I think it's quite interesting when we do something like this to see what we actually use as to what we think we're going to use. So there you go. If you would like to see me redo any of the ones that I've shown you, then do put that down in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions, but thank you for watching, and stay safe, stay healthy, stay calm as always, until I see you next time.